All right, hear me out. Okay, y'all remember when people used to pay literally $100 more for the jet black iPhone 7, which was literally just a different color and finish than the normal version? And most people were saying it's not worth it for just another different colorway, but there were actually people that bought it. And that was just a colorway. Imagine how much more people would pay for a cooler design. And that's exactly what I thought Nothing was going for, but instead of paying more, you pay less? So there's this brand called Nothing, and it's prioritizing design but also affordability, so it's gaining a lot of momentum. Their first ever product was launched 3 years ago, and the value was so good that they had to actually increase the price from 100 to 150. So even they knew. I mean, imagine if AirPods Pros had their signature translucent design. Apple would sell them for like, I don't know, $400 at least, and people would still buy it. And while I've been trapped in Apple's ecosystem, well, at least for my phone and my MacBook, Nothing's price, quality, features, and design has wondered if I should cross over. I've been using these $89 refurbished Beats Studio Buds, and I mean, like, I've had them for the past 2 years and they've done a pretty good job. They're also integrated with iOS since Apple bought Beats by Dre. So the main two questions that I have with Nothing Ear A are: one, how do they compare to the Apple AirPods Pro? And number two, are they worth leaving the Apple ecosystem? Let's find out. Welcome to Supreme Value, where I focus more on what the product offers relative to its price. I'm all about value. I gotta save my money. I use a rating system / formula to determine whether a product is worth it or not numerically. I give a word rating that corresponds to a number and a tier for 4 categories. Those categories are priority, price, features, and quality. Those numbers are then averaged out to give a value score. These are the coolest looking piece of tech I've seen in a really long time. Nothing really is pushing the boundaries when it comes to innovative design. The silhouette is dang near identical to AirPods other than the more straight edge stem and matte bulb. The translucent design to me is so fire though, oh my gosh. Like, remember when people would get like the third-party clear backs of their iPhone 4? Nothing is that, but done correctly. It's so aesthetically pleasing, it's futuristic looking, and it's a plus too that earbuds are something you wear, so it adds to your style and is definitely a conversation starter. It's really cool too because Nothing even shows their manufacturing process, in which they have to be in like a perfect humidity level in order for no dust or water particles to be enclosed within the casing, or else it'll be visible. I love the white with the black accents. They have black and yellow colorways too. The case design is a bit more unconventional. I feel like they could have went a bit more uniform with their seams, but obviously they're trying to differentiate themselves and they achieve that. These definitely are going to be scratched and visibly scarred on the clear parts, so I would get a case for the case. But unfortunately, these don't have the benefit of Apple's third-party case culture. There are barely any cases I could find, and the one I could find on Amazon wasn't even clear, so you don't get to appreciate the design. And if someone just put these in my ear, I would have thought they were AirPods. They're lightweight, have a decent seal, enough to stay in your ear. Even running in these ones, they were fine. But note, similarly to AirPods Pros, I could see people saying these slip for them. They also have the same IP54 rating as the AirPods, which means they were tested to be water, sweat, and dust resistant. For average consumers like me who can't really differentiate the technical aspects of the highs or mids of audio, I feel like we're near the peak of audio quality in wireless earbuds. For sound, I can tell a subtle difference between the Beats, AirPods, and Nothing Ear A's, but blindly, I would not be able to say which is better. They all sound fantastic. These have a nice beefy bass and crispy clear vocals. Nothing catches my ear particularly, but these are great from what I hear. So rather than comparing the sound, I would focus on comparing the levels of noise cancellation, because I feel like there's still more a bit of room to grow. These offer decent active noise cancellation. I wouldn't quite say they cancel noise, more so reduce. Compared to the AirPod Pros, it's still a tier below in terms of noise cancellation, but for both, we still aren't there where you can take a nap next to a construction site. I used these for a little over 5 hours straight with active noise cancellation on and maybe like 45 minutes of not playing stuff, and finished with still having 20 to 25%, which tells me that these have around a 5 to 6 hour battery life, which is really solid. I feel like companies always inflate their battery numbers, but the ones on Nothing's website are actually accurate. And fast charging worked well too, and I only had to charge the case once after weeks, so they have plenty of battery. Also, if you don't use active noise cancellation, you can also double your battery. Microphone quality ain't great, but it is good enough to take calls. For quality, I give these a good/great. ChatGPT on demand with your voice was one of their headlining features, and this could be a game changer. except the only thing is you can only access it with nothing phones. I have a feeling in a few months AI Siri will be coming to AirPod Pros, and like maybe you could literally just tell it to, I don't know, queue up a YouTube video and then music on Spotify or something just through your voice though. This is probably a fantastic feature, but one I'm gonna have to ignore since I have an iPhone. Just like the AirPods, they have this haptic pinch sensor on the stick part of the bud that allows for play and pause control. You can pinch and hold to switch noise cancellation modes. Technically, there is a way you can add a double pinch and hold and configure each side to do volume up and down. But I tried, and while this thing is great at pinching once, pinching twice didn't work well for me, so I always just adjusted volume on my phone. The app also has an equalizer if you want to customize the sound to your liking, but I'm always good with the default balanced sound. And while these are integrated on Nothing's phone, they aren't directly integrated in the iPhone, but that wasn't too much of an issue. The biggest inconvenience was just having to go to the app instead of the control center to see the exact battery percentage. But you can still see a small battery meter, but they should and probably will eventually make a widget for this. If you take one out, it does stop, but low-key, its ear detection isn't as precise. It's kind of faulty and it was sometimes questionable. It would like stop, then play even though it was still out of my ear, but not too big of a deal. These compare to two devices at once, and it's actually just as seamless as AirPods. Like, you just connect to another device and that's it. You could play one device and then go right to the next one without having to go into the settings. These have different levels of noise cancellation, but the highest level is moderate enough where, to be honest, the other levels aren't significant. Even the adaptive one, I tried testing this, but there weren't any cases where I noticed this being actually beneficial. This also has transparency mode, but it doesn't really do its job. It's like having no active noise cancellation, but a little more clarity with the sound your environment produces. It does not work well. And these have Find My, except not. If you lose just the buds, you can play a sound at peak volume from the app in hopes that you can locate them. This is a nice addition, I guess, but this is nowhere near Apple's actually GPS-based location finder. So if you lose them entirely in their case, you're just screwed. Overall, I give these a good 4 features. Supreme price alert. Yo, for $100, that's some freaking value. That's a freaking steal. Like $100 is a very affordable price. It makes these within reach for way more people. And if these weren't translucent, they would probably be around like, I don't know, $70. So for what you get, yeah, like nothing isn't incredible about any aspect of it. It's more of a jack of all trades. To have almost everything at a decent to solid level for $100, that's a supreme price, and my first supreme price rating I'm handing out that's on retail. Because of its design, decent noise cancellation, reliable battery, and fantastic sound, even $200 wouldn't be an outrageous price, but it's half of that. It's less than half of the price of AirPods Pros, which come in at $249. We've reached a point where the masses can now have access to wireless earbuds that have great sound quality and some active noise cancellation without sacrificing and actually even elevating design. I give this an inaugural retail supreme price rating. When it comes to priority, I listen to stuff all the time. So for me, it's worth investing in a good pair of wireless earbuds. Without these, I'm basically screwed. These are legit essential to me since I'm always listening to audio for productivity or entertainment. I use them pretty much every day. For all the things I've reviewed, I put wireless earbuds in the B tier. Before I get into my final thoughts, do you want a pair of Nothing Ear A's for $10? Or this pair I reviewed for free? I will be randomly giving this pair out for free and a new pair to anyone that donates $10 to the Durham Rescue Missions. If you feel uncomfortable giving food to homeless people on the street, this is a great way to systematically support the homeless community, especially if you live in Raleigh or Durham. The DRM has a fire thrift store. They're one of the oldest and largest long-term homeless shelters in Durham, providing counseling, job placement, and much more. Once my donor goal is met, I will randomly select the giveaway winners. That's a 1 in 10 chance of winning these basically. All you have to do is donate just $10 and comment your Instagram with the @ like this so I can contact you. And if you aren't able to donate, it's all good. I'm giving away my review unit for free for someone that comments their Instagram. Also, everyone that participates in one of my fundraisers will forever cement their names in the supreme value universe. As of right now, we have a little over $1,600. We up. Thank you for supporting me, for supporting the homeless in Durham and the DRM. Overall, the Nothing Ear A's have a value score of 5.13 at amazing value. Out of all the products I've reviewed and looking at their retail price, this is the highest ever rated product. This isn't really supreme value. These are really a bang for the buck. At this rate, I feel like nothing could really take over. If we compare the AirPods and Ear A's head to head in terms of quality and features, the Nothing Ears have comparable sound, a little less active noise cancellation, and to me, most notably, no true location tracking, volume controls, and transparency mode. At least, the Ear A's design farts on the AirPods in terms of being cool, but where the Ear A's shine the most is obviously the price. It's literally $100 compared to $250, which now you can get for $200, and with that price, these are both fantastic deals. I think it's worth saving money with these with the Ear A's, and it's worth spending more for the additional features for the AirPods Pros. You really can't go wrong, which is exactly why nothing beats AirPods. What's confusing about the Nothing Ear A's is it's technically their more affordable model because their flagship is called just the Nothing Ear, but it has the same active noise cancellation system. So like, why the flip does it cost $50 more? Apparently it's the sound quality, but I mean, I guarantee you most people would be able to tell a difference, and that's with a reference though, but not be able to tell that it's better. So off rip, I mean, I would just say go with these if you want something from nothing, although the black and white looks fire. Okay, what do you think though? Are these the value king or not? Am I cheap, whack? Let me know in the comments, yo. Peace. Presenting to you the first ever supreme value